We'll try this. I had to go out and get mail. I had a couple packages that were misdelivered the other day that ended up in a neighbor's. And so I figured, well, I'll wait and see. Well, today I got a call from the mailman, and they ended up here. But what I was trying to get was, you know, on a motorcycle gas tank, they use these rubbers for your knees, kind of. On all the older Hondas, they do. And my brother has got this 250 Scrambler. And is a little hard to find parts for. You know, I've been working at that for quite a while. But one thing we cannot find is the knee pads. So I was looking. These are like generic ones you can get out of Taiwan. But they don't fit. It's a weird shape. You know, it's shaped kind of like that, you know. So, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to find any. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. And then another thing I had coming, this was coming out of Oregon, was an intake valve for one of my 500s, but this is for the XT. Now, the earlier, you know, like my SRs, they've got a bigger intake valve. But the earlier XTs ran a smaller intake. Well, I've got a good head, and I needed a valve, and it turns out, you know, they only use these for 2 or 3 years. A bit hard to find, but there was a guy in Oregon who had them. So I've got extra heads I could easily slap on, but I want, you know, I want to rebuild that head. But you search around, you can find stuff, but I don't know about them knee pads. You know, the likeliest thing is, in order to get them, we're going to end up buying a whole tank. It can be either for a 250 or a 305 Scrambler. I think they use the same tank. But that 250's out. I really hadn't even realized they made them. I was able to find somebody who makes reproduction badges, you know, for the sides of the tank. I found those, but enough of that. Enough of mail. But I'm glad to get them, because I hate it when I get a notification, this has been delivered, and it isn't here. And I think, oh my God, you know, it could be anywhere. But it was just over at the neighbor's, and the mailman picked it up this morning and brought it back. But it was a sub, you know, that screwed the system up. Okay. You know, this whole thing with the, we're going to go into a little Ukrainian stuff again. So, you know, buckle up. This whole shell game they're trying to play with these fighter planes, this is just getting to be ridiculous. You know, like Poland has got, what, 30 MiGs that we keep pressuring Poland to give them to the Ukrainians. Poland really doesn't want to, but we said, well, if you do this, then we'll give you these F-16s that were originally meant to go to Taiwan. Well, Taiwan's probably going to need them anyway, you know. But we want to get this MiG thing going. Though, you put them in there, they're going to be gone in no time. It's kind of a foolish thing, but the chances of them surviving any length of time are very slim. But we keep pushing Poland to do that, and Poland really doesn't want to do it because that's putting them right in the crosshairs. And the funny part is this all is playing out on social media. You know, but that's the way this whole thing has been. So Poland says, all right, you want them so bad, we'll fly them over to Germany, to Ramstead, we'll leave them there, then it's your problem. And the United States says, oh no, don't do that, we don't want to get our fingerprints on them. You know, because they know damn well you fly them out of a NATO base, fly them into Ukraine, and they're NATO planes, that is not going to work out well. They're going to probably find out what them hypersonic missiles can do. So they said, no, 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 we'll find another way. We'll. But Poland really doesn't want to give them up. But they're scheming all the time, scheming how they can get these planes in there. And people come up with the craziest ideas. Well, if you just land them in Poland and push them by hand across the border, or if you just leave the keys in them and let the Ukrainians steal them, that kind of crap doesn't fly. You can't do that. It's obvious what's going on, especially like when I say it's playing out on social media constantly. You really just can't do that. And since the Russians know this is going on, the odds of them, you get them up in the air, they're going to be taking them right away, because these are old planes. And Russia has got some much more advanced stuff there. And they have all their anti-aircraft missiles there. But I don't think we've given up on it completely. We're going to keep pushing on this because now I noticed all of a sudden they ran 2 of the Patriot missile batteries into Poland, going to bring them up by the border. And I think this is in an attempt, they're thinking, well, maybe we could slip them in, but if you start firing them missiles out of Poland into Ukraine, they're going to play around and they're going to get themselves in a jam. And like I said, these planes really, people have this theory, this is going to make all the difference in the world. They're going to be blown up right away. They got no chance at all. That's a foolish idea. But let them do it. They won't quit until they really get things cooking. But at least, the U.S. was smart enough. And Biden was saying, oh, got the green light, bring them on, But Rams said, oh, God, don't bring them here. It was funny because, there's a limit there. I mean, they've been slipping all these munitions in and stuff, but they're really pushing their luck there. But, you bring in fighter planes, NATO fighter planes, that's going way too far. They aren't going to stand that. And like I said, people think it's going to make all the difference in the world. They'll be dead. It's a good way if you're just trying to get rid of junk planes, but that's all. Well, anyway, another thing that came up, I saw a deal. If you know who Victoria Nuland is, she was in on the ground floor of this whole deal in 2014. She's under Secretary of State, and she was under Hillary Clinton back then, who was Secretary of State. And they dreamed up this whole big scheme. But I was watching this clip where they had, because now this whole thing with the biological weapons, and turns out there's like 30 of them in Ukraine, all supported by our Defense Department. Well, so they had her, and the congressmen were going to grill her on this. So they had that Marco Rubio. Now, I really don't know this guy. I don't know. He's right, left. I don't know what the hell he is. He's never crossed my radar before. I've heard the name, but so he's grilling her on these. It is funny because, he's trying to prompt her. He's trying to give her the answers that she needs to say, but she ain't taking this prompt worth a damn. He's saying, well, do we have those biological weapons? Well, no, he wanted her to say no. I mean, he was phrasing this. All she had to do was say no. But no, she had to admit, well, yeah, we had them. It's funny. It's funny to watch, but this is really going to bite us. I mean, they're trying to bury this, but it's hard because, the UN is saying, what was this? What was going on there? But she's a piece of work. She always has been. I mean, ever since she got involved with this. But what do you think? If you're working under Hillary Clinton, yeah, it's going to happen. But evidently, that's what they were doing. But 30 of them, that's a hell of a pile of them. And, like I say, they have, when when they told him destroy all this stuff, and you know, the Ruby was asking, "Did you tell him to destroy all this stuff?" Well, we didn't want it to fall in the hands of the Russians. You know, if the Russians got it, you know, she was saying, if there's any incident of biological weapons there, and I've been figuring this was going to come up sometime, it's got to be the Russians. It wouldn't be us. You know, it wouldn't be the Ukrainians. It would have to be the Russians. You know, so they're kind of setting the stage for that. Yeah, we'll see. You know, there's a lot of other stuff, but I'll leave it at that. But you know, it's funny because now, like, say, Zelensky is saying, you know, because he's kind of backing off on his demand to be into NATO, because NATO turned him down, so he's a little bit scorned, you know. He said, no, we don't need to be in NATO. And then he was backing down on this whole deal with these breakaway provinces and with Crimea and all that. He said, oh no, we were never gonna. No, we wouldn't try to take them back. Well, they had rewritten their constitution declaring, I mean, that was part of their constitution, that they were going to take these back by any means necessary. It's funny, too, because there was and this was supposed to go on. You know, the Russians knew about this, that there was a scheme to really jack things up starting in March. They were going to really hit them hard in those areas. But they deny it. But, of course, the Russians got the goods on them there, too. But they had, you know, before this all kicked off, they had inspectors in there, these international inspectors that were trying to keep an eye on this supposed ceasefire. And they've been doing this all the time. And they said, my God, you know, there was like, at the end there was like 1,000 violations a day on the ceasefire. But yet the Ukrainians say, oh, no, they're not. That ain't us. We ain't doing that. There was a journalist. Well, they pulled those inspectors out. One of them got killed, and they said, this, you know, there's no point in this anymore. When you're getting 1,000 violations of a ceasefire, it isn't a ceasefire anymore. So they pulled out. But there was a journalist from France who had been there all this time, and she's been documenting all this stuff. She's got videos of this. She wrote the whole thing on this. And now they are canceling her because it does not fit the narrative. And that's all it is. It's just a narrative. We keep pushing this. Anything that doesn't agree with what we want, no, that's got to be dealt with. But it goes on and on. And Japan, you know, in theory, Japan can't actually get involved in this. You know, Japan is not supposed to be donating weapons and stuff. So Japan sent over a bunch of helmets and body armor, that sort of thing. Well, that might bite them, but Japan has kind of got a grudge against Russia because that whole deal in the Kuril Islands, you know, Russia got that after World War II. And Japan really wants them back, so there's a kind of a grudge match going on there. So they figured, well, they'll donate some of this stuff. It makes us, you know, makes them look better in the eyes of us, you know. So they're hoping that maybe later on they can make another try at getting these islands back. But you kind of lost them in World War II, but no, they want them back. You know, and Russia is not going to give them back. Ain't nothing there anyway, but, you know, it's just, you know, Russia got them. But you don't see us, like, giving stuff back that we captured, you know, we're still in Guantanamo Bay and all over hell. It's fun. It's funny to watch. It's disturbing a little bit, but like to see that Nuland doing that little kind of footing around, but to watch Rubio trying to prompt her to give answers that they could live with, and just failing. But I like to see that when they were gonna. Oh yeah, Poland says we'll bring them right over to Ramstead. Oh God, no! Don't bring them here. We don't want our fingerprints on them things. It's a funny thing where you gotta push that line all the time. It is humorous to listen, to read the comments on some of these videos. The crazy people think what they think that you can do that would immediately start World War III. I mean, there's no question about that. Everybody knows it. But people, just go in there, Yeah. Let that cat out of the bag. But they're pushing for it. A lot of people would like to see that. I have no idea what they're talking about. But I think it's partly that a lot of these people grew up with, the video games and all this stuff is not real to them. It's real to the people there. But even when Japan dropping that stuff, well, if they want to bring something in, my God, a little food maybe some humanitarian aid. No, that's when this started off back in 2014. Well, then we were into the only humanitarian aid. Well, that certainly changed. But even back then, we were in theory bringing in only humanitarian aid. We were smuggling weapons all the time. It was a constant stream of stuff going in there, which is why this got to this point. And now we can just do it openly. I do like, like Hungary now is right there too. And they're saying, because of course they approach them. Wow, could we bring the planes in? And no, God, no weapons. So they'll do the humanitarian aid can come out of Hungary, but no military weapons, and they certainly aren't going to take them planes. I mean, they're NATO, but they don't want nothing to do with this. Smart move on their part, because we're putting Poland in a hell of a spot, which is why Poland did that whole thing. Wow, we're bringing to Germany. Oh man, that was the end of that. So I don't think they're going to end up with them planes, which would only, like I say, they'd be gone in no time. It would only prolong the situation. At least if, Zelensky is backing off on some of this stuff. But to say, one day he's saying, like earlier in this, he said, well, being in a neutral country wouldn't be so bad. And then, of course, we got to him. And then, oh, man, got to be NATO, got to be in the EU, got to really, really push. Never going to give up. You're going to die. Because Russia is plainly said they aren't really trying to do a regime change. They don't want to occupy. Like I said in the beginning, this would be almost impossible to occupy. But they have to put an end to that constant battle. It's funny because these are the same people. The Russians, the Ukrainians, you couldn't tell one from the other. There's no difference. This is a domestic situation. This is a family squabble. Ukraine got in with the bad crowd, bad influences, and Mother Russia is simply trying to discipline Ukraine. It's just a family squabble, something you should kind of stay out of. I mean, even cops know, one of your most dangerous things is a domestic situation. And that's what we got going there, and we had to get involved in it. And drag everybody into it. And collapse everybody's economy. That's a smart move. But at least we can't get McDonald's in Moscow anymore. That really, they fix them. I don't eat a lot of McDonald's, but it inspired me now to, I hate it when people buckle to these kind of things, They get a little pressure and they buckle. It's that whole cancel culture thing, and I don't eat at McDonald's, but I guess I'm going to have to boycott. Like I say, I'm not into boycotting this or that, but if a company is willing to just fold up like that, and it's funny, like now, like I said, we're going down to Venezuela, going to beg for a little oil. And they said, well, they went down there and they said they were cordial, which means they didn't spit on them, but they weren't selling them oil. That'll take a little more smooth talking. And the Arabs are not taking Biden's phone calls. So we're looking at great increases in oil prices. I mean, every day, boom, 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 up. That ain't going to work out well. Ain't going to end well. I can't really see a smooth ending to this. And then when all the stuff like the biological weapons comes on, this is going to drag on, because they got to get to the bottom of that. But 30 labs are brewing this stuff up. And these areas where these labs were in had a record of people in the area coming down with these exotic diseases. Well, that doesn't look good. Even China's getting in on the deal. We kept knocking China for that virus. And here we were doing the same thing. Well, we were doing it there. It's just an endless deal. But I don't know why they think they can slip by with this stuff. People catch on. But we are great at covering stuff up, and since we got the news media in our back pocket, we can try to get by with it. But a lot of people, when they see this whole biological stuff, after what we have been through with this last episode, they're saying, hold on a minute, what's going on here? People that were kind of pushing for Ukraine, Ukraine's gonna win. Oh man, they're gonna tear Russia apart. And then they hear about this and they start thinking, what? There's a little change of attitude there. That's enough.